DOMA SMO. It's a Croatian phrase and it means we are home.
You brought them home. DOMA SMO, eh?
So when Negan sees Ginny in episode 6, it's like the worst thing that he wants to see happen.
You stay with her people where you're safe. That was all their point.
She's here in this dangerous place just when they're on the cusp of hopefully, getting this thing over with. She hasn't spoken since her dad died. That's how painful it was for her.
I want you to...
No. All these months, and now you want to chat?
And then he realizes that if he's gonna stop her and make her go back and make her get away from him once and for all,
I killed your dad.
he has to tell her that, something that he knows will probably make him lose her forever, but it'll at least keep her safe. And I think that's the ultimate sacrifice.
You're just a debt that I had to pay. I got you. Come on, let's go.
So, eventually, Maggie and Negan get into a fight. I think it's the fight we've all been waiting for. We found an amazing location. That's a weird thing to say, but it was kind of a dream to see this fight unfold.
Stop!
When Negan has his knife to Maggie's throat, and he drops it and he steps back, I think that action itself is essentially starting to say to her, this is as it should be. I think he knows that he has to take responsibility, and beyond that, I think there's something in him that fears what he is.
It doesn't matter what excuses I give you or how many apologies I offer. You can't get over it.
Shouldn't.
Maggie has tricked Negan. The Croat demanded that Maggie, bring Negan to her, only then she would get her son back. And she has the knife to his throat, and I think there's just a moment where she's realizing, of course I want my son back, but I also, how do I feel about turning over this person that I've come to see is maybe not exactly the person I thought he was. He helps her put her family back together, and in turn, he will suffer for what he's done.
I can't begin to imagine what she went through.
There's a moment when Maggie and Herschel are parked out in the car. Herschel kind of explodes at his mom and calls out the fact that, were you really here for me? Or were you really here to punish Negan?
It's like my whole life you've been looking over my shoulder, watching for him, waiting for him.
That's not true.
You never see.
And she's realizing that just things are not as black and white as she once thought they were. And she has to wonder if what she's done to Negan is right, and if it's gonna help any of them heal at all. That's what's going through her mind in that moment, is she's kind of wrestling with what she's done to him. Well, at the end of episode 6, which is the end of the season, the Dama kind of lays out what she wants out of Negan. The Dama has just shown him Herschel's toe and basically said, if you're not the man I need you to be, you better become that person, or else. And Negan, his expression kind of falls because he realizes that he's trapped. And this is kind of worse than any torture he would have expected. On some level, I think he felt he deserved that, but the one thing he's not looking forward to is letting the monster out. And that's essentially what the Dama's asking of him.
Make it last. We have a lot to discuss.
At the end of episode 6, we've got this split screen kind of image where Maggie and Negan are almost like sharing a face. And to me, that kind of is the larger metaphor for what's happened in this season, is these two people who started out so far apart, and in coming together, they've started to understand one another, and they're starting to see that, there is this way out. It's probably a long way off, but it has to be through each other.